my specific disease and some of the challenges I face. I have a motor neuron disease called spinal muscular atrophy, or SMA. It is the #1 genetic killer of children under the age of 2. 1 out of every 10,000 babies are born in this country with SMA, and 90% of those babies die before they reach their 2nd birthday. There are no approved treatments and no cure. SMA results in the loss of nerve cells in the spinal cord and weakness of the muscles associated with those nerves. It is caused by an abnormal or missing gene known as the survival motor neuron gene, or for short, SMN1, which is responsible for the production of protein essential to motor neurons. Without this protein, motor neurons in the spinal cord die and muscles connected to those nerves waste away. There are 4 different types of SMA. Type 1 being the most severe and type 4 the least. My type is type 3. Treatment consists of managing the symptoms and preventing complications such as breathing and nutritional issues. Babies with type 1 SMA need ventilators and feeding tubes to live. If they survive past 2, they are at risk for complications involving their lungs. A common cold can easily mean pneumonia and be deadly to an SMA child. On a Facebook SMA support group my mom belongs to, 18 children this year have lost their lives to this disease. I have type 3, and the challenges I face are a little different than those of type 4. Imagine wearing your heaviest gear every minute of every day, and when you wake up in the morning, you feel as though you've already been working hard. My arms and legs feel heavy all the time. I have to lift my legs with my hands to get them to do what I want them to do, and I can no longer lift my left arm above my head. I have a hard time getting in and out of bed in the bathtub. My mom lifts my legs for me when I get in the car, and she helps me get up when I am sitting down. I cannot use my wheelchair in my house because the doorways and rooms are too small, so I have no other choice but to walk. I risk falling and getting injured, and I have to be very careful. For me to travel with my power chair, my mom takes a seat out of her minivan and lifts a 6-foot metal folding ramp to get me in and out. Once I am in, I have to crawl out of my chair, crawl across the ramp, which is laying on the floor, and sit in the seat, and then to get out, I have to stand up and go back over the ramp into my chair. It's very hard to get out. It's easier to use my manual chair, but believe me when I say it's really old and it doesn't have brakes anymore, and I like the independence my power chair gives me. There are social challenges with having SMA. I'm not invited to go out with friends because they can't transport me. They don't ask me over for sleepovers because they can't either get up the stairs to their house or upstairs to their bedrooms. My friends have drifted away because they are playing sports or cheerleading, and now we have less in common. I do invite friends over, but they are usually busy doing things with other girls who don't have the limitations that I have. Another challenge that all SMA types face is a curvature in my spine called scoliosis. As the muscles in my back get weaker, they are unable to hold my spine straight and it starts to curve. I have pain in my back a lot, and if my scoliosis continues to worsen, it may be necessary for me to have spinal fusion surgery. I may also face breathing issues in the future as the muscles that help me breathe begin to weaken. As this happens, it will become increasingly difficult for me to sing. Even with all these challenges, my life is good, because you guys are in it. I know that I will continue to face challenges with my disease, and I am so grateful that I have the MDA to help me. They send me to clinic in Peoria, where I see specialists who know about my disease. They are helping me get custom seating for my wheelchair to help me with my back so I will have less pain, and helping me get my first pair of leg braces so that I will be able to walk around my home more easily. My family and I go to an MDA support group where others help us come up with solutions to everyday problems, like how to make my home a safer place for me. It was at support group where we got the idea to get furniture risers so I can get off the couch easier. And as you know, they sent me to camp, where I get to hang out for a week with friends who never exclude me and always understand what I'm going through, because they are going through it too, and that's really important for a kid with SMA, or muscle disease in general. The MDA is also giving me a chance to fight back against SMA by giving me a voice and a chance to tell my story. Everyone has a dream. There are certain dreams that I've had to give up because of SMA. When I was little, I wanted to be a dancer. I've had to give up swimming too because I can no longer get out of the pool. Last year, one of my dreams was to run. Dreams change, and this year, because I have the MDA in my life, I have a new dream. I dream of a world without muscle disease. A world where everyone can run and no more babies die of SMA. I believe that with your help, that dream can come true. For over 60 years, you have supported the MDA so that they can help hundreds of kids just like me all over the state of Illinois. You are giving us friendships and adventures that we never dreamed possible through summer camp. You are making daily life easier and less painful for us through clinics and support group. And the amount of words cannot thank you enough. Before I leave, I would like to tell you about my best friend. She's 74 years old, lives in Pittsfield, and had a double knee replacement last summer. She is my Nana. She has personally raised over $1,000 this year for MDA. She asked every business in their small town to help me by sponsoring our Muscle Walk t-shirts this year and collected over $700. She helped pack the house at the local pizza place and raised $150 and had 2 lemonade stands where she made over $300. Every day is a challenge for me to simply move. Today, I would like to challenge you. I challenge each of you to do just a little more. Will you add one more day, one more hour, or one more intersection? Who will stand with me and make that commitment today?